Hey everyone, welcome to our video series Canal Days, and thanks for joining us for today's episode of the Power Canals of Northampton, Massachusetts. I'm your host Carrie, here with my co-host, local historian and founder of the Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, Robert Comu. As your personal tour guide, Robert will lead you through some of the most iconic sites and their legends of historic significance throughout New England's preeminent and pivotal state of Massachusetts. With his expert insights, every monument and memorial story comes to life. Afterwards, don't forget to check out his website, holyokecanaltour.org, to access the full Canal Days video and podcast series. Also, check out his free in-person public tours he offers throughout Western Massachusetts and the 2025 schedule for these special events. You can also book personalized private tours for groups of all sizes, tailored to your interests. To discover all that and much more, remember to log on to holyokecanaltour.org. So, Robert, could you reveal to us the names of the 12 canals within Northampton?
These are power canals, and they're spread across the three villages of Northampton, Northampton proper, and then in Leeds and in Florence also. So Northampton definitely was an industrial city as well as being a governmental city at the center of Western Massachusetts. And it's true that a lot of these power canals are gone, but there are remnants around some of the canals, and some of the mills are still around and active. Some of the dams are still there, and some of the reservoirs they backed up are there. And some are totally gone on the other hand. So what they did was make paper, shovels, wool, silk, cutlery, and other many different products along the way. And I'll give you the names of the 12, all of them on the Mill River. So the Mill River drops about 300 feet as it passes through Northampton, and for that reason there's a lot of power behind it. So you have the Clements Mill, which made cutlery. You had the Cook's Canal. You had the Lamb Wire Mill Canal, and the obviously made wire. You had the Maynard Shovel Mill Canal, which made hose and shovel. You had the Shepherd's Woolen Mill Canal number 1 and Shepherd's Woolen Mill Canal number 2. They both made wool at their canals, as did the Northampton Woolen Mill Canal. And then finally you get to a silk mill, the Nonotuck Silk Mill Canal, which is probably the most whole of what is still out there since this canal is still visible. There was a Northampton Cutlery Mill Canal, which was very close to the Clements Cutlery Canal. There's a Northampton Paper Mill Canal, the Warner Silk Mill Canal, which is the place where William Skinner got his start. He didn't get his start in Williamsburg, he got it at the Warner Silk Mill Canal and Mill. Then there was the Watson and Chamberlain Canal. And all of these, of course, have a lot of properties in common. And I'm going to try to show you these properties as I walk around. So stay with me and I'll show you these wonderful properties. Okay, so you have a big grass berm here. What is it for? Well, that's for partial flood control, because the Mill River used to flood a lot. But we're going to go up to where the Maynard hoe and shovel mill was at one time. We have a separate video, a separate page just for that mill in the canal. But we want to make this very generalized for the 12 mills that are around Northampton that use the power canals they built. And well, you can start to see the dam, it's waterfall now. You might be confused to say that they made the dam for beauty's sake. No, they made the dam for power. And the mill was embedded right into this grass berm and using that flat area to let the canal in. And this grass berm was a bit of a hill, but it was raised, and now you can see it's a flood control levee. Now here you would have had the canal coming right through this grass berm in this location here. The dam was only to push water into that power canal, and you would have had a big mill, the Maynard Mill, which was big and extended across the road a bit. Okay, now this grass area was where the canal started going back. So when underneath the mill, this is the canal coming in, hit the canal, hit the mill, use the power by dropping the water onto a turbine. The turbine would spin, and then the water would exit through here back into the Mill River. You can see nothing left of all that. So we're going to go after different portions. Okay, and above here, this is Paradise Pond, which is actually a reservoir. It's a very beautiful reservoir. And here's where the canal would have went in. Right along here, they put this apron up to control the water for flooding. They do a Mill River monitoring project from this location. Smith College does. And then through here, this is the tip of the dam. You can see on the other side a brick apron. Right, and down below there's a bridge there where we'll go down there. So it's like almost everything around here was put in for flood control along the way. Now up there's a boathouse, so boats can go out onto Paradise Pond. That big house on the top of the hill is the president's house. Now all that you see is artificial. So if this were left to be, then it would be the Mill River no wider than 100 feet across. And the Mill River from here finally diverts away from downtown Northampton. It goes off and pipes below the ground and then comes above or downstream in the Connecticut. Now we're going to go down here. We're going to go after that bridge, so we're going to definitely view with the Mill River itself. And this would have been the place where the canal was coming in. You're walking over a former canal bed, and the mill would have been right here receiving the water. And at maximum, they probably had about 80 workers working in that mill. Right, now here you can see the face of the old dam made out of masonry wall of rocks, and you can see our exit port down below. Right, it's amazing you can see these old facets of the canal. All right, this is called the Lamont Bridge, given by the Florence Corliss Lamont of class of 1893. Okay, and this is the Mill River, and that's the power dam. Quite a powerful dam. So you can imagine how much energy they got out of here to spin all their turbines, to spin all their equipment, to make basically shovels and hoes, lay out the wood for them, and also to forge, pound out the metal. And it worked. They probably delivered a lot of agricultural equipment to the entire western Massachusetts and beyond. So here's the Mill River, how's it looks without that dam. It's very wide here because finally it's coming near its end. It's collected a lot of water along the way. It's very shallow here. All right, and beyond are the athletic fields of Smith College. Thank you for coming along.